WNBA preseason games are finally over, so today we are going over the good, the bad, and the ugly from those games. And I also have some tea for you guys because you know the WNBA loves drama. We are going over all of that today, so let's jump right in. What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. With the WNBA preseason games ending, today I wanted to go over some of my biggest takeaways from those games, some teams that surprised me, players that surprised me, predictions for the season, and of course, some drama that is going on in the league. I might have to break this video up into two parts because I have a lot of notes here, a lot of things that I want to go over. Make sure that you guys subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss that part 2 video. And also, you guys, with the regular season starting just next weekend, we will also be going live for those opening night games. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. But with that, we have so much to go over today. Let's jump right in and let's start with some good old drama coming from the Dallas Wings. I want to show you guys a clip from an interview that the GM did during the Dallas Wings game against the Toyota something. I don't know. The Dallas Wings blew them out by like 60 points, and that team also plays the New York Liberty tonight. It's going to be a massacre. But the GM was interviewed during this game, and he was talking about the trades that they did to get the roster to where it is now. But just listen what he had to say.
It was a lot of puzzle pieces to get to that trade and some free agency. Chris had some non-negotiables as we got closer on trade deals. Ty Harris was a non-negotiable, had to be a part of the deal. We knew if we could get NaLyssa in a trade, that even more could get Dijonai through free agency too. So it all worked out, but a lot of work went into that night.
When I first saw this clip, my jaw dropped because I could not believe somebody in the front office at the Dallas Wings is essentially admitting they wanted NaLyssa Smith on the team in order to get her girlfriend, Dijonai Carrington. You don't do that if you're in a front office. You don't do that, even if that was the reason. And he just said it so nonchalantly, like, get this man some media training. What are we doing here? You're going to cause locker room issues. You're going to cause confidence issues in your players by saying things like that. But that kind of unfortunately seems like the theme in Dallas. This team is not going to be good this season. From everything that I've seen, it looks messy. The team doesn't look good. I don't think they are going to have a winning record. I do not think that they will make the playoffs. It sucks for Paige, but it's kind of the name of the game. Number 1 picks do not go to good teams. We are seeing that here with Dallas. The unfortunate part about Paige and her game is she's not the type of player who just goes out there and dominates and will take over games. She does better when she has better pieces around her and is just able to get in the flow. She's a very unselfish player. Unfortunately, I think she's going to have to be a little bit selfish on this Dallas team in order to help them win some games, or else it's going to be a struggle of a season. But I also wanted to share with you guys some more. I guess what I wanted to talk about with Dallas is all just kind of messy. I'm sorry. The internet just kills me sometimes because there was this tweet that went viral. Okay. And when I say viral, 53,000 likes and 3.7 million views at the moment. Okay, you guys, somebody tweeted Paige Bueckers tonight, 45 points, 15 for 20 field goals, 16 assists, and 15 rebounds. This demon is only a rookie and it's only up from here. This is a trolling post. It's just meant to be funny. This happens all the time on NBA Twitter, but I feel like the WNBA Twitter sphere is definitely behind the curve when it comes to just having some fun on the internet. WNBA Twitter takes things very, very seriously. It's actually not a fun place, but this went viral and people were believing this stat line. One of the quote tweets says, if you're under the age of 60 and fall for this, then you should have your account banned. Someone else retweeted and said, Rookie of the Year. Somebody said, you call it trolling. I call it lying. Paige is great on her own. Why do you need to lie and fake screenshots on her behalf? You don't believe she can stand on her own true stats? Like, I hope this kind of stuff doesn't happen all season long and people can at least have just like a little bit of a sense of humor when it comes to sports. It's literally sports. It's literally a game. Let's have some fun with it. Let's not take things too seriously, and we move along. But in all seriousness, Paige did play well in that game. She had 15 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. She was 6 from 8 from the field, and she played 22 minutes in, again, a massive blowout game. I think Paige will be just fine this season. I think she'll do well for her team, but I think overall the Dallas Wings are really going to struggle. So let's move on to the Indiana Fever, and I want to talk about a theory that I have, and I might be kind of crazy with this one, but with the Indiana Fever, we have not seen their roster be finalized yet, and a lot of people are waiting for that last. We have waived blank. They have one more person that they need to cut in order to be within the salary cap limits for their team, and a lot of people are assuming that that is going to be Jaylen Brown. Now, I talked about it in another video about the point guard situation and the backup point guard situation. A lot of people have been underwhelmed by Sydney Colson's play on the court, and a lot of people were thinking that Sydney Colson was going to be Caitlin Clark's backup point guard. I actually think that Caitlin Clark's backup point guard is going to be more of a Sophie Cunningham, or when Caitlin is not on the court, they're not going to have a true backup point guard to fill in that slot. My theory is that they might wait to see who other teams put on waivers to see if they actually want to cut 2 players from the Indiana Fever roster and possibly pick up another player who has been put on waivers. Now, will that be another tall player? Will that be a backup point guard? Will it be just somebody else? They just trying to see who is waived off of these other teams, who these other teams are willing to give up that might be a good fit for the Indiana Fever. That's just a theory that I have because I feel like they are taking really long in announcing who is going to make that final roster spot. And if you have been watching these preseason games, it seems very clear that Michaela Timpson has earned that final roster spot and a player like Jaylen Brown will be cut. But I wonder if there's something else going on behind the scenes, and that is the reason that they've taken this long to announce who they will be cutting. Now let's talk about some of the narratives that have been swirling around the Indiana Fever, because as you know, they are the most popular team in the WNBA, but with that comes a lot of controversy, whether you want it or not. They have a lot of haters as well. And there are a lot of people online who are saying that Caitlin Clark has not improved from her rookie season. But if you look at Caitlin Clark's preseason stats from 2024 and her preseason stats from 2025, so in 2024, she averaged 16.5 points per game, 4 assists, 5.5 rebounds. She shot 37% from the field and 31.8% from 3. Now, if you look at her preseason in 2025, she only played 2 games in this preseason, and one was against that Brazilian national team. She played 21 minutes. She averaged 14.5 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. She shot 52.5% from the field and 50% from 3-point range. Now, what I noticed about Caitlin and kind of about this entire Indiana Fever team, they to me were not playing at full speed, and I don't even think Caitlin was playing at full speed and full intensity like we see her in regular season games. She has also been coming back from something is going on with her quad. But if you look at these numbers, even just the numbers show that she has improved. Where I have seen improvement is obviously her overall strength, her composure on the court. It seemed like to me in preseason she was just trying to get the feel of her teammates. And there is one play in particular that is stirring up a lot of controversy, and that was her long 3 in the game against the Atlanta Dream. Now, this 3-pointer was a step back 3. I was watching this live and I thought she actually stepped out of bounds, but she didn't. She's going up against Pow Pow and she does a step back 3. She hits it, but the internet is going wild for this because they are complaining about her pushing off with her left arm. So let's watch the play here.
To reset things.
As you can see, she dribbles over to the wing, pushes off a little bit, and hits that 3. Now, if you slow things down and if you actually go frame by frame, you can see that Pow Pow had 2 hands on Caitlin. It wasn't just a one-hand hand check. She was kind of grabbing her with 2 hands. The argument on the internet has been, was it a foul before the 3-pointer, or did Caitlin push off? There's a lot of people who aren't fans of Caitlin Clark who say that she always pushes off. The WNBA need to call this. She wouldn't make make any 3-pointers, if she didn't push off. The discourse online is kind of insane. And also, if you watch any sort of basketball at the professional level, this happens a lot. There's a lot of times that guards are working the defenders off of them, especially if a defender has a hand on their side, on their jersey, on their arm, anything. You are allowed to kind of swipe and get the defenders off of you. Pow did a great job in this game. So again, I'm not even putting her down. She hit a 3 on Caitlin going back down the court. The outrage that is happening already over a simple 3-pointer and a simple push-off is kind of insane. And it's also kind of insane because if you guys remember the narrative from last season when Caitlin was a rookie and she was getting tossed around and there was a lot of hard fouls committed against her, a lot of the people who were in the WNBA fandom were saying, oh, Caitlin just needs to toughen up. She needs to get stronger. The WNBA is physical and she just needs to get over it. This is just how it's going to be. Those same people are complaining about her pushing off with one arm to get a 3. It's funny. The Indiana Fever did beat the Atlanta Dream in this game. We were live for that game. Thank you guys so much to all of you who tuned in. But I do want to share some concerns that I do have for the Indiana Fever. They are not playing as fast as I was hoping for. They are not moving the ball as quickly as I was hoping for. Now, I know that it's going to take a little bit of time for this team to build chemistry, get to know one another, get in the right lanes, get in the right spots. It has been a little bit slower of a pace than I was expecting. And I don't know if Stephanie White was doing that during the Atlanta Dream game so they could run some of their new offenses. I want to see nasty up and down basketball from the Indiana Fever. I want to see it nonstop. I want to see the ball movement nonstop. That was the brand of basketball even last year that they tried to play, and I think they have better pieces to be able to do that this season. It felt a little bit stagnant to me on the offensive side. Now, defensively, they also still have a lot to work on because there was a few plays during that Atlanta Dream game where the Atlanta Dream just had wide open layups on the backside because somebody missed their rotation on defense. So I just want to see a faster brand of basketball. I want to see the fastest, quickest brand of basketball. I want to see those threes. I want to see the kick out. I want to see ball movement. I want to see ball movement even from the post players. Like there was a couple times Natasha Howard, I felt like could have kicked it out. She didn't need to take it to the basket herself. Like I do not want to see the ISO ball. And I'm saying this because I think they have the pieces to run such a fluid, they have the pieces to run the best offense in the WNBA. I wanted to bring up something else that I thought was hilarious that was circling online. And there was a fan took this like iPhone footage of the Indiana Fever doing a workout after that game against the Atlanta Dream. And it was Caitlin, it was Brianna Turner, Jaylen Brown, and Natasha Howard. They were working out in the hallway and just doing like some simple lifting. And then also you can see here Sophie Cunningham comes out of the locker room and she is wearing a boot. Sophie Cunningham did get injured in this Atlanta Dream game. It did not look good. She rolled her ankle pretty hard. To me, it looked like a high ankle sprain. Sometimes that's a couple weeks out. I'm hoping they don't rush her back if it was serious. If it was something that she feels like she can get over, I guess she was telling the coaching staff she's good, she'll be all right. So hopefully we will see her for that opening night game. But I want to talk about this workout footage because I thought it was so funny because again, online, people were commenting like professional athletes don't work out after games and the Indiana Fever were doing above and beyond by working out after the game. I'm just going to fill you guys in a little bit. This is very common in professional sports, especially in basketball. Very common for the men. A lot of the time, they are doing workouts after game. It's the best time. It helps with injury prevention. It makes sure that you are keeping your strength. A lot of the times, players will lift after the game. I think the only reason that it's like we're seeing it here is because I don't know the facility situation at the Atlanta Dream. It doesn't seem like they have much, but this is something that you should be seeing from all of these WNBA teams at some point. It's not something to be like, oh, look, the Indiana Fever works so much harder than WNBA teams. Every team does this. So I just wanted to fill you guys in if you just didn't know that players do work out after games. This is very, very common, and I'm glad that they're doing this. Lastly, let's talk about the Golden State Valkyries. It is official, you guys. I'm on the Golden State Valkyrie bandwagon. I need a jersey, I need some merch, I need a hat, I need all the things. I love this team already, and I don't think that they're going to be the greatest team in the WNBA in their very first season, but there's so much promise behind this team, and they just played the Phoenix Mercury and they actually won 84-79. This was a win that not many people were expecting. And they were also really close in their first game versus the Sparks as well. So I think the Golden State Valkyries are going to be better than a lot of us expected. And especially for me, I had them being in last in the WNBA, but I'm so high on this team. They are so much fun to watch. They are a team that plays super fast basketball. They are very scrappy. They get after it. They shoot a lot of threes. I love that. They shot 43 threes in this game versus the Mercury. And they also have such an international presence. Like, I feel like their entire team is like a EuroLeague team. And maybe I'm a little biased because Dre's playing in EuroLeague this season, and so I've been watching a lot of international basketball, but I just love their brand of basketball. And I think that with the fan base that they have, with the hype that they already have around them, I could see them really putting together a solid roster in the next 3-4 years in the WNBA. And they could be a team who rises to playoff contention much sooner than most teams when they are just starting off. So I just wanted to let you guys know, like, I'm on the Valkyries bandwagon. I'm definitely going to be live streaming some of their games as well. The only thing I'm sad about the Golden State Valkyries is Yuste Usite will not be playing this season. It doesn't look like she's coming over, and I was so hyped to see her in the WNBA. I assume that she will come over next season, and like I've told you guys before, she is a fantastic basketball player. She's only 19. The last thing that I will say about the Golden State Valkyries is they do have some cuts to make, and a lot of people are thinking that Caitlin Chen will be on the chopping block. She was already a fan favorite for this Golden State Valkyries team. I wonder how the fan base will react to that, but it's kind of the name of the game in the WNBA. A lot of players get cut. There's still not enough roster spots for the amount of talent that there is in women's basketball. So we will just have to see. With that, you guys, I'm going to talk about some other teams like the Chicago Sky, like the Lynx, like the New York Liberty, like the Seattle Storm in part 2 of this video. So make sure that you guys subscribe so you don't miss that. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. And with that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Ooh,